You know that simple wooden box with 6 strings you see everywhere? Well, it holds this incredible history of innovation, artistry, and even a little bit of rebellion. It's gone from this quiet instrument you'd play in the living room to a percussive, orchestral powerhouse. The journey from a simple box to a sonic universe, it is way more amazing than you might think.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to see how the modern guitar was actually built. Then, how its shape and the wood it's made from create its unique voice. From there, we'll get into how players turned it into a one-person band. And finally, how modern masters are pushing it into a whole new future.
All right, let's jump right in. Our story really kicks off back in the 19th century. See, the guitar as we know it didn't just pop into existence. It was forged by some seriously visionary builders who dared to ask a simple question. How can we make this thing louder and a whole lot stronger?
Now, there are 2 names you absolutely have to know here. Over in Spain, you had Antonio de Torres Jurado, who took the classical guitar and just made it bigger. More body meant more volume, a richer tone. Simple, but brilliant. At the same time, over in America, C.F. Martin was wrestling with a different problem: steel strings. His invention, the X bracing on the inside of the guitar, was a total game changer. It let the instrument handle all that new tension, and it paved the way for the powerhouse dreadnought guitar, a beast designed for one thing: maximum volume, before amps were even a thing.
And this right here shows you just how big of a leap that was. The guitar's ancestor, the lute, was this delicate thing with a rounded back, gut strings, and frets that were literally tied on. The guitar became this robust, flat-backed machine with durable metal-wound strings and permanent fixed frets. It basically grew up and became a much more powerful and reliable tool for musicians. But it's not just about the bracing on the inside. The actual shape of the guitar's body is its engine room, its resonance chamber. The size, the depth, those curves, they aren't just for looks. They're fundamental to how the guitar sounds, how loud it can get, and even the kind of music it's going to be best at playing. So first up, let's look at one of the smallest and oldest steel string shapes out there, the parlor guitar. These were literally the instruments you'd find in the living rooms, or parlors, back in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Its small, compact body creates a sound that's incredibly intimate and articulate. You're not going to get a ton of booming bass out of it. Instead, you get this really focused, punchy, mid-range tone. That means every single note you play comes through crystal clear, which is why it's absolutely perfect for intricate fingerstyle playing.
Okay, now for something completely different, we have the iconic dreadnought. This thing was so massive for its time that they nicknamed it after a class of gigantic British battleships. No joke.
And honestly, this guitar was built to be a cannon. Its huge, deep body was designed for pure volume. It pumps out this bold, room-filling sound with a really powerful low end, which is just what you want for aggressive strumming. It quickly became the go-to guitar for genres like bluegrass and country, where you had to be loud enough to be heard over fiddles, banjos, and a whole room of people singing along.
Okay, so we've got the shape down, but that's only half the equation. The very material the guitar is made from, what we call tone wood, that's what gives the instrument its soul. It's its unique voice. This quote from the amazing builders at Taylor Guitars, it just says it all, right? The soundboard, which is just the top of the guitar, acts kind of like a speaker cone, and the type of wood you use for that top dramatically colors the sound. And this chart is a perfect example. It shows 2 of the most popular top woods, and they create completely different vibes. You've got spruce, which is stiff and light. It gives you a bright, clear, punchy tone that's super responsive, perfect for strumming. Then you have cedar, which is a much softer wood. It produces this warmer, richer, more mellow sound that just sings when you play it with a light touch. That's why it's a huge favorite for fingerstyle players. So, with the instrument now forged and its voice refined, a new generation of players started asking this really revolutionary question. Wait a minute, what if one person on just one guitar could sound like an entire band? This, my friends, was the birth of modern fingerstyle. So here's the key thing to get. Fingerstyle isn't just a fancy way of plucking the strings, it's a whole philosophy. It's about using your thumb to lay down a steady bass line, while your other fingers are playing the melody and harmonies on top. And sometimes, you're even using the body of the guitar for percussion, all at the exact same time. It's incredible. And this technique grew and evolved over decades. It kicked off with early blues players trying to copy the sound of ragtime piano on their guitars. Then, Merle Travis came along and popularized his signature Travis picking style, which became a cornerstone of country and folk music. In the 60s, Davy Graham's instrumental Angie became this rite of passage for every serious guitarist.
It proved a solo acoustic guitar could be a complete performance, no singer needed. And then in the 80s, Michael Hedges came along and changed absolutely everything. All of that history, that constant evolution, it set the stage for a brand new wave of virtuosos. These players took the instrument into completely uncharted territory, and a surprising new platform, the internet, was about to launch them into the stratosphere.
Michael Hedges is the guy. He is the crucial link between the old world and the new. He started using techniques nobody had really seen before, like percussive slaps on the guitar's body, really complex open tunings, two-handed tapping. He treated the guitar less like a guitar and more like a piano or a drum kit. He just completely redefined what was sonically possible before his tragic death in 1997. And building directly on that incredible foundation is Andy McKee. Back in 2006, his mind-bending performance of his song Drifting became one of YouTube's very first viral music videos. It introduced millions of people to this modern percussive style, people who had never heard anything like it before. It basically inspired a whole new generation of players overnight.
And today, you have players like Jon Gomm from the UK who just keep pushing those boundaries. He fuses these unbelievable percussive techniques, where every single part of the guitar becomes a drum, with really powerful, soulful vocals and amazing songwriting. He proves that these complex techniques aren't just flashy tricks. They're tools to tell a powerful story.
And of course, these modern innovators are all standing on the shoulders of giants. You have to talk about the folk mastery of Bert Jansch, who directly inspired rock gods like Jimmy Page and Neil Young. There's the understated genius of Paul Simon, who proved that your playing should always serve the song first. Then you've got the sheer elegance of Chet Atkins, who took that Travis picking style and turned it into this smooth, effortless art form. And finally, the unstoppable force of nature that is Tommy Emmanuel, who blends traditional fingerpicking with a high-energy showmanship that is just breathtaking to watch. So from a quiet folk instrument to a full-blown percussive orchestra in a box, the acoustic guitar has been on this journey of constant radical reinvention. It just leaves you wondering, right? What other sounds, what new techniques, and what incredible music are still waiting to be discovered inside that simple wooden box?